Greetings everyone, and on this video we're going to talk about grid and primitives. So here you can see on our scene we have a tree, and the last tool we used is dolly tool. And the last tool you used will be remembered in your toolbar, so you can actually get access to it by using G key. And if we want to select our object in viewport, we will need to use another tool. It's select tool. Here it is, it's an arrow. And if I will click on my object, you can see it starts to appear in a green color with a green wireframe. That basically means the object is selected. If we will click in empty space, we will deselect our object, and if we will hit delete, the object will be deleted. And here you can see we are one-on-one with our grid. We can enable grid by using this icon on top of a viewport. So grid is basically like a hint for us, and it represents the units we use on our scene. As you can remember, we are using centimeters, but you can change your units in the preferences. So it will help us to build objects precisely. And let's see its options. If I will go to display grid, you can see on the right it has this square. This square means it have its settings. So I will click on it, and let's check some of the settings. First of all, how many units from the center will be in our grid. By default it's 12, and we can change it if we want. For example, I will set it on 20 and our grid will be bigger. So the next setting is grid lines every, and that's actually not the units, but we just adding more divisions to our units, as you can see. And we will be able to highlight these lines also. And with the subdivision slider, we will be able to subdivide our grid even more, if we need, for example. Of course, we can change some colors. For example, I will set axis color for red. Maybe you will like it to see it better, and the grid lines, I can also highlight them. And subdivision lines, you can see we still have in gray, but we can also change it. So it's really customizable, and here with a check marks we can disable or enable some lines if we will need also, but I will not do it right now. You can check if you want. So of course, if you want to apply these changes, you click apply and close, but if you want to reset settings in every Maya menu, you will be able to go to edit and click reset settings. For example, if you didn't remember previous settings but you want to reset it to default, it will work for you. This time except the color, but we can manually change it back to the gray. And I will leave it like that. So I just want you to remember this magic button, edit and reset settings, because it will help you a lot during this course. So as you can see, while I am moving my camera in viewport, we have this gizmo at the left bottom corner. And it has X, Y, and Z axes. And you can see as I'm rotating my camera, this gizmo actually stays still. And it shows me where my axis is going. So here is my Y axis, it's always stable. Here is my Z axis. And here is my X axis. And they will help us to model everything precisely. Of course, they have coordinates like a 0 point and 1 point and -2 and -3, so we will be able to precisely use these numbers to build our models. If it's not clear right now, I'm sure it will be in the next lessons. Doesn't matter too much for now. So the next thing we need to learn is to create some primitives. And first of all, we can create them from the shelf, polymodeling shelf. And you can see we have some of our primitives right here. And if I will click, for example, on polygon sphere or any other primitive, it will appear on the scene. And it will appear always in the center of the scene. And I highly advise you to check every of the primitive just so you can see what you can start with your projects. I think it's quite important. The second way we can create our primitives, we can go to create menu, and here you can see every object we can create in Maya. And we mostly will be interested in NURBS primitives and in polygon primitives. So here you can see sub menu opens, and here we have the same primitives, maybe even more. And the thing I want to show you, if you will spot this empty line on top, you can click on it and you will have this menu as a separate window, and you will be able to drag and drop it anywhere you want. You can do this with any menu in Maya. So here I'm just showing you a couple of the primitives we will be working with. And we mostly will use spheres and cubes, but of course we have some complex primitives also right here. And see you on the next lesson.